hula is movement. Sometimes movement in nature is extremely slow and almost negligent, much like growing plants. Sometimes nature is sudden and violent, and this type of movement usually results in considerable changes on the Earth's surface. There are Hālau that imbue nature in repose, and there are Hālau who imitate nature in chaos. Both styles of hula will take a toll on a dancer's body. However, dances that imitate storms or volcanic eruptions will test a dancer's physical capacity and challenge a dancer's fitness. The first thing we want to do is breathe. There's no way a dancer can complete a set of dances by holding their breath. However, when an inexperienced dancer is into the 10-minute mark on a very physical set of dances, that's exactly what happens. One thing a dancer can start to incorporate is a breath rhythm. The advantage of hula is the required accompaniment of an ipu or a pahu. For example, if there was a certain pana or drum beat accompanying a dancer can use the downbeat for a big inhale and the following beats for an exhale. Okay, we'll start with neck stretches. Tension in the face, mouth, shoulders all end up in the neck. When dancers start to do floor exercises, especially pi'okua, the first thing that tends to tense up is the neck. First stretch is a simple neck pull. With your back straight and shoulders in line, lean your head to your right and gently pull down with your right hand. Extend your left hand to the side for an extra stretch, keeping your head one side for 3-4 counts for the same amount of time. You can repeat if needed. At this point, you can opt to do a front neck roll going from one side to the other for the same amount of time, or you can skip to a behind the back stretch. With your hands behind your back, grab your left wrist with your right hand and lean your head to the right side or the opposite of the stretching arm. Hold this for a 3-4 count and then switch arms. If you're still stiff, please repeat as much times as needed. Good. Now let's go to the shoulders. Let's try a simple cross-body stretch. Lift your right arm until it is aligned with your shoulder and swing it across your shoulder line to the left side. Then place your left hand on the back of the upper right arm and press inward toward the neck. Hold for 2-4 counts, then switch arms. Remember, you can do each of these stretches as much as you need. The next shoulder stretch will flex what our kupuna called the Uluna, mostly because the muscle that this stretches looks like an Uluna. Go to a windowless wall, face the wall, then hold your left arm out to the side and keep your right arm to your side. Keep turning until you get a good stretch. Hold for a 3-4 count, shake it out, and switch sides. The next shoulder stretch will flex the shoulder back muscle called the hokua and the kaha. Again, named as such because it is what it resembles. This is kind of an origami of a stretch, but it's simpler than it looks. Bring your right arm to align with the shoulder, then bend at the elbow until it forms an L or 90-degree angle. Wrap your left arm under your right and up until you can grab the opposite hand. With that left arm that is wrapped around your right, pull towards your face. You should feel this stretch in your back shoulder. Hold for 3-4 counts. Those were 3 shoulder stretches that will keep your shoulders pliant and aligned. Remember, as it said in the book, the hula home stance is shoulders in line with your pelvis and level with each other. These stretches sensitize the dancer to the position of your shoulders. Okay, next is the kua, a very important stretch session. This stretch will flex the lemu nui. We call these muscles the lemunui for obvious reasons. Since this is the connection between the top half and bottom half of a dancer's body, it, 1, needs to be flexible, and 2, is often neglected. So lie on your back and bend your right leg, placing your foot on the floor. Then cross your left leg over, resting the ankle on the knee of your right leg. Slowly pull the right knee toward your chest until the stretch is felt at the lemunui. Hold for 3-4 counts and then switch legs. We'll then switch to a higher portion of your back and focus on the latissimus dorsi or the pulahalahakua. In a kneeling position, lean forward, taking your head and shoulders to the floor. Reach both your hands out as far as it can go. Now pivot your head, shoulders, and hands to the right. Hold for 1-4 count and then pivot again to your left. Repeat if that stretch felt really good. Now we go to the prime time stretch. A pliant, flexible glute muscle will support the entire bottom half of a dancer's body. These stretches are crucial, and we'll begin with the most difficult. In this glute stretch, sit up on the floor, hold your left leg out in front of you, then bending your right leg at the knee, bring that foot up and over your upper left thigh. Then bend your left leg until your left foot touches your lemu. Now turn your shoulder line to the right. Hold for 3-4 counts. Then switch legs. Again, if you love this one, go ahead and do it again. Runner's lunge is a well-known glute and hip stretch. This is a forward lunge, bringing your foot to the outside of your hand. Hold this for 3-4 count, and from here you can either change foot or leave your right hand if that's the foot that's out in front. Hold this for 3-4 counts, then switch leg. The standing straddle is also very simple. Stand with your 2 feet a little further than shoulder width apart, with your legs as straight as possible. Bend at the waist and touch your left foot with both hands. Now walk your hands over to your right foot and keep doing this, touching each foot with both hands 8 times. Let's go back to the floor with another elemu stretch. Starting on your hands and knees, push your right knee toward your right wrist, then simultaneously stretch your left leg to the back. Then for a deeper stretch, reach forward, take your head to the floor, and reach your hands all the way out. Hold for 3-4 counts. Then come back to a hand-knees position and do the same for the left leg. Lastly is a seated leg shin carry. Sit on the floor and sit cross-legged. Pick up your right foot and pull towards your chest. Hold as long as you can and then switch legs. Okay, well, these are just some of a whole lot of stretches that a dancer can practice. The main point here is that flexibility and pliancy is a priority, not an option, for the high-performing hula ʻōlapa. Mahalo nui for joining us. Next, we'll have a set of exercises that support and strengthen your muscles that you use mostly in hula. Please join us.
Papai ka hali ko papanelele